It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. This past week, I fell down a complete internet rabbit hole of max level stupidity, and that stupidity is how to go rockhounding videos, articles, and posts on the internet. I'm officially slightly more dumb, having read and watched some of this content. I noticed a trend, though, amongst all of it. There's a thread that connects it all, and that it's interesting. That there's so much of that content out there that is so completely flawed and misguided, and I think the Dunning-Kruger effect is what's at play here, where you have a lot of people that are new to something and very overly confident in that subject matter, and they don't actually know anything. They just know a little tiny bit. It's like they have no concept of how big the world of rocks and minerals and geology and all these things are, so they think they know it all. And because of that, they put out a lot of confidence, which attracts a lot of people. And as you get towards the bottom of that curve, you start to realize how vast all of this stuff is and how complex it is. You know, they all seem to have the same trend, though, of like giving this kind of really loaded and misleading advice, like, I'm going to teach you how to find agates. And then they proceed to drive to a place that they know has agates, and then proceeds to teach you how to find them. I mean, that would be like me being like, I'm going to teach you the secrets to finding petrified wood. And then I drive to Saddle Mountain here in Washington, which is just loaded with petrified wood, and give advice that is specific to that location where I know I'm going to find something, but it's not universally applicable, but they never say that. So it's really like this, it's so foolish. Or, you know, it's just this max level confidence in subject matter that they're actually not knowledgeable in. And it's quite hard for me to watch personally. Another one that I see coming up amongst these things is people being like, books, I don't need books. You don't need books to find cool rocks and minerals or whatever. I just read the landscape. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to make your life hard, you would be like, screw books. Why look at the ultimate resource on Idaho minerals, right? When you can just read the hills. It's really like this nonsense sham advice. And no. You stand on the shoulders of people that have put in a lot of hard work and build upon that, you know. Every time I see this, though, so here's the thing. I have a huge, extensive library of books and all the resources. It's funny when I catch somebody and they're like, this is an undocumented location. And I'm like, I have it. No, it's documented in this book right here. Right here. I'm pointing to it, you know. And they're like, they want to project the knowledge and confidence in the subject matter without actually having that knowledge or confidence. It's an interesting thing to witness, I guess. You know, yeah, it's just very, very terrible. I don't know how else to put it. It's very terrible. It's just completely like brain dead. I don't know how else to put it, everybody. It's just some foolish content. I guess the moral should be careful of who you who you listen to, I guess. Oh, another thing that I really like is when people are like, where did you find that rock? Like the response will be something like, it's secret. I listen to the old timers. The old timers know where all the good stuff is. Like, no, that's not true at all. See, you can be really young and very knowledgeable, middle-aged and very knowledgeable, and very old and very knowledgeable. You can be those things and completely dumb as well. You can be 80 and having just now gotten into rocks and minerals. You can be 80 and have been into it for 60 years, right? Everything in between. So age does not equal knowledge, right? It can in some ways, but generally that's not like a qualifier, right? So it's, I love it when people say that type of stuff, you know? Yeah. I'm not one for New Year's resolutions, everybody. That's not my thing, but my New Year's resolution this year is to look at less dumb content on the friggin' internet, okay? So if somebody's clickbaiting, if somebody's making stupid faces, if somebody's misleading people, or whatever, everybody's getting banned and blocked. If you're a doofus on the internet and a joke and you're misleading people for money, I'm not going to be one of them. I don't even want to see it. No more dumb content in 2023. You know, speaking of Saddle Mountain, right? You know, I was kind of thinking about this past year, some of the better content, better places that we've went to this year, and some of the cool things that we saw. And I'm going to put the blue petrified wood we found up on Saddle Mountain as quite high up there on my list of good finds for the year. Very happy with this one. And then the one that is extremely bright blue. Look at that. Very happy with that. Mounted it. It'll be a forever piece. Very blue. Saddle Mountain's a great locality. Very good. There's no ultimate secret to finding the petrified wood up there. It's quite abundant and quite easy to find. And no, I didn't discover it myself. I'm not the Lewis and Clark of Saddle Mountain. It's been well known and well documented for a very long time. However, the blue stuff up there, I've only seen a couple of good examples. A lot of what I see kind of borderline, it's at like gray blue, but this is like bright blue. Hopefully the camera's doing it justice. Maybe we'll throw a photo in here and you can look at that because it really does set it off, seeing it like out in the sunlight. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Hopefully some of you got some rock-related gifts. I got a rock-related gift this year. A very special piece from Sarah. And this came with several labels. So this comes from a very special collection. Bart Cannon, who wrote Minerals of Washington. And we went out to the Snowbird mine this past year. I did not find any of the Gersdorffite. We're going with Gersdorffite. It only has very small pieces of antibergite. But she got me this mostly because of the labels, right? And I think that would be a subject I would like to talk on a little bit. Let's crack this thing open. I mounted it in this Perky, and I'm very happy with this specimen, and I will add my own label to it. I think the whole concept, the subject of building a collection that is valuable both to you personally and I guess scientifically, or in our rockhounding and mineral culture, the big difference is labels. Now, there's some good videos out there on labeling your specimens, but it truly does make it more valuable. That mineral right there, that rock right there, would not be as valuable had it not been collected by Bart Cannon. That right there alone really adds a lot to the story, to the history of it. I document everything that I have. I'm going crazy labeling everything so that one day, maybe, Somebody will be able to look at my collection of micros, thumbnails, jars of stuff, and see some value in it and be like, everything's labeled, identified, where did it come from, the GPS, everything. Everything is meticulously documented. It really, it's hard to put stuff into like the framework of like money, right? But if, here, let me, I'm going to break something out here as an example, okay? So I have a little box of slabs that I received, and some of these, like this would look way better polished. But these slabs, maybe this will be a good one to show. It's kind of on the thinner side. These slabs are of the per day Thunder Eggs. Maybe we'll do a little backlight. Look at that. Very mossy, very beautiful. But these are special because these were collected and cut by Rudy Chernick before the Per Day Ranch was incorporated into Richardson's Ranch. And to have a part of his collection that I will at some point here fully polish up, probably mount in a Riker's case, that makes those slabs, that material, significantly more valuable because it has the history. And it makes it valuable both, I guess, in a financial sense and in a it has a story to it, you know, which you can't, once the labels are gone, once you disconnect the specimen from the labels, the story is junk. It's just a little rock in a plastic box. You put it there and it has a story to tell. A story of collecting, preserving, storing, passing away, selling, reselling. Now it's mine, and that will be in my possession now for decades and decades to come. And at some point, I'll be gone. That will go into somebody else's hands. The more I learn about rockhounding, lapidary especially, like I'm a lapidary noob. I don't know. And to be able to go to somebody like Mike's shop this past week, see what he's doing there, it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring to see a shop of that magnitude, what he's doing. I think from the comments there, I'm not the only one who's like, oh my gosh, I need a 3D printer. I'm just like, my head has been spinning ever since with ideas on what I could potentially do with a 3D printer. And talking with Mike really made it seem more accessible. I've never known anybody like personally that was doing 3D printing. So I kind of always was reserved with them. Like, I don't know, that seems really complex, seems really hard. I'm not sure. I think those days are done. Maybe that was the case at some point in time, and I just don't know what the heck I'm talking about, or what that opinion is misguided. Because in actuality, I think 3D printing is awesome. I have so many ideas right now. I don't know if I want to share them, because who knows, maybe I get a 3D printer, I get to try to print some stuff. But yeah, very cool to be able to do a walkthrough on his shop and just see all of it. Quite overwhelming. You know, there's just a lot of stuff to look at and talk about, and I was in danger of it being like a 4-hour video. Can't have a 4-hour video. I mean, heck, 50 minutes is a little much, but I think it was well worth it, and I'm looking forward to doing more shop tours moving forward. That's something I really want to capture, right? There's so much that can be learned by going to a person's workspace and watching how they work and seeing the machines, seeing the setup, why they picked what. You can learn an infinite amount about working by watching somebody work. And there's just not enough of that, in my opinion, when it comes to the world of lapidary. The world of lapidaries can be both expensive and complex, and kind of just like there's a lot of bad information that you have to work your way through. So my attempt at countering that is to show kind of cool shops and show, I want to show every kind of stage of it, I guess, you know. I would say what Mike has built is very end game. You know, it's not a whole lot of space to improve upon what he was doing in there. But I also think there's a lot of value in having a very small shop, a well thought out shop, or just whatever, seeing how people work. So this coming year, be on the lookout. I'm going to have a whole bunch more cool shop videos just like that coming, and I'm very, very excited for it. This year was very good for me personally, for the YouTube channel here, for the Saturday night special. We're up to 129. Sarah had a good year, and we are looking very forward to summer 2023. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being part of the channel here. I appreciate it very, very much. Go check out the website, currently rockhounding.com, and I will catch you on the next video, which will be a rockhounding video. And yeah, we'll leave this one here. Y'all take care.